And welcome back to another episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. For today's episode, I want to talk about Hakimi. According to people, the man, the myth, the legend. A whole lot of people are looking up to him because they said this is the man that has defeated woman using, his mother. Now, let me just give you a brief background because initially I didn't even want to talk about this topic because it kind of resonates with everybody. I think this is why it has gone viral. Now, Hakimi was 19 years old when he met his wife, who was then 30 years old. If you know about teenagers, you know that, especially teenagers making money, you know that their parents kind of manage their careers, their parents manage their finances, especially if you're very close to your parents. In this case, he is very close to his mother, and his mother managed his finances. Now, he was 19 years old when he met his wife, who is an established Spanish actress. She was 30 years old then, so you could imagine the age gap. A lot of people say age is just nothing but a number. I agree with that, but if you're dating a 19-year-old who is making a whole lot of money, then by default, you should know that his parents or his guardian will be managing his finances. So let's just say she was not bothered about the money at that point because she was making her own money. It was not a problem. She was not looking into his finances. Now, they got married in 2020, started having children. They have 2 children. She has filed for divorce because Hakimi cheated on her, and she is not having it because she's currently 33, 34 years old, and he is 24 years old, or 23, 24 years old. So she is not happy with the fact that her husband cheated on her. So she's filing for divorce. She does not want to continue with the marriage. Now, the bone of contention now is that she went to court demanding half of his wealth, half of his assets. On getting to the court, on filing the divorce and everything, she was informed that the husband owned nothing because everything is registered in his mother's name. So basically he's broke, and technically she has to kind of pay for the court's fees, lawyer fee, and actually technically take care of her husband because now she makes more money than her husband, who makes about £1 million per month. Now, that is the story in a nutshell. Now, the discussions going on online is that Hakimi is a hero because he defeated a woman. Hakimi is a hero because of this. Now, grown Nigerian men are dissecting this story. They said that he did a very good thing because, according to them, your wife is not your family member. Your family member are your parents, your brothers, your sisters, some cousins, but your wife is not your family member. I didn't even want to go into that conversation because, that's a ridiculous argument. Because if you're saying that your wife is not your family member, your mother was or is a wife, so she is not a family member if that is the case. So let's just park that argument aside and focus on the real thing. For me, the real thing here is the fact that the person you choose to marry, the person you choose to marry can either make or break you. Now, a whole lot of conversation has been going on online. Nedu Wazobia released a video where he talked about how, women are gold diggers, how they are trying. Now, I don't even want to talk about the fact that, she's a gold digger. No, I don't believe that, because if they are married, she's entitled to something, wealth accumulated. I don't know how the court works, but things that you accumulate during the marriage, you have to share 50-50. But if she's demanding, it's just a 3-year-old marriage. If they were married for 10, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, I don't think it will be an issue if she's demanding for 50%. But the fact that they've been married for 3 years and she wants 50% of his assets, I think that has triggered a lot of people. Now, Nedu released a video kind of giving an insight or from a man's perspective or from the Nigerian men's perspective what they think about this issue.
Marriage is dead.
First of all, everybody with the end in my wedding. I know plenty of we don't see that video or the message or the pictures or the photos, whatever, of that PSG footballer, what they call Hakimi, when he be 24 years old and in wife waiting to they marry now. They ask for divorce, and the divorce which they ask for, they talk say 50% of the waiting the guy get, may then give her. For instance, example, if the guy get 100 billion, may then give her 50 billion for inside. You should say marriage don't die. In fact, if people believe anything for marriage before, the thing where they go on now with the marriage for inside the whole world, people not even want to enter marriage again. Now most women, some of una, now they make some people not want to enter inside marriage. This boy Hakimi, wait, you see a picture here now. See him for this down. See it again. See her face like a sugar. He meet this guy when this guy be 19 years old. Now 24 years old the guy be now. Billionaire now the guy be. She don't reason and say, okay, when you go reach particular time, I could just divorce the guy. I could just collect half of the guy property. You know where devil come punish her. Now when they can't go court now, lawyer bring matter and everything. Let us do the divorce. Bra 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 bra. Now then can see say 80% of the guy property, the guy put up for the name of him mama. Nemo. Oh, God go bless our mothers. Especially mothers where they see well, especially mothers where know how far. You see I'm saying, now if you say the guy don't get time, don't they see I'm small say one yeah. This woman is gonna do this, this woman is gonna do this, is gonna do this. Can carry everything put for the name of mama because in mama now be the only person when no go fit turn back on them. That not mean say we not get bad mama's day. But most mothers not go do bad to give their children. So you see what they talk. One of the richest women for inside the world, where would they so now? Now from divorce, now she get her money. So most women now, they enter marriages and relationship now for business. In fact, marriage and relationship now poverty alleviation. Now you go make any girl, when two girls they together. If this one tell this one say, oh, I just got a boyfriend. What if the other friend go ask him now say, what does he do? But if na man tell the guy say, I just get girlfriend, the girl fine, no, that's all. For every girl now money now be relationship with they enter inside for. How? You see, I'm not gonna lie give you. If 100 people been get mind to marry before this Hakimi story where they fly everywhere, it could all reduce to like 50. It could not reduce to like 50 because a lot of people don't scatter the main reason why people they get into marriage. Because relationship and marriage now money. Name that girl out. Even you will be girl with the word you say enter relationship without money. Not be say I talk say money not they needed for relationship. They needed the bottle. And make I tell you the truth. It go worse past like this. People just today now they feel say it not go better. It can only get worse. You see the worst reason where you go take enter relationship. Now if you get need of something, that be the worst reason where you go take enter relationship. If you dey in need of financial assistance, you're maybe an emotional need or psychological need, you can't go enter relationship with all those needs. You go fail because person where you enter relationship with, now the person gets waiting you want make the person they give you a being, and the person where you want make it give you, it go give you waiting he want give you, not be waiting you want make it give you. For instance, example, you enter relationship with me because of money. I don't go pack hundreds of millions to give you because you want make I give you. No, now waiting I go give you, waiting they for my mind to give you, now I go give you. And every woman where they hear me. If you dey enter relationship or marriage, get your own money. Get your own money. So that when you vex tomorrow, you feel stand up, carry waka comot. You not good expect to make the man give you half of the property. Thank God they say not be like that. He be for Nigeria. I didn't be say he be for Nigeria. Me say for don't die now. Hey, let this world just go and make everything just start again.
Now, after watching this video, my own analysis is that regardless of whether you're a wife, regardless of whether you're a mother, regardless of whether you're the sister or the wife of Hakimi in this case, it does not matter. What matters is your choice of partner. Now, people usually take it, lightly when they make life partner decisions. Hakimi did not, when he met his wife, she knew he was a mommy's boy. Like, you cannot tell me he just started being a mommy's boy today, or she filed for divorce and he had to transfer everything to the mother's name. No, he has always been like that. She made that decision to get married to him regardless of what she saw. But I don't know, maybe she was thinking this is going to last forever. Maybe he's not going to stray, but he was 19 when you met him. He's not lived. He's not done anything. He might be a good boy or a good child at that point, but you don't even know what he's going to be when he's 26. You don't even know what he's going to be when he's 30, how he's going to, his point of view in life. You don't know what that is going to be. And you, as an established woman at 30 years old, I think for me, if you're 30 years old and you don't know the direction life is taking you, then you need to sit down and go back to the drawing board, ask yourself questions to know where you've gone wrong, because obviously you must be doing something wrong. So there was this video I watched where this lady, Awosika, talked about, choosing a life partner is the biggest decision you could make in life.
I think one of the greatest disservice you would do to yourself is to marry the wrong person for you. In my books, your spouse is a key success factor, whether you're a man or a woman. And choosing what is even more important for a woman, because men have more room to navigate than a woman does. Because in the context of our own culture, our African culture, she's expected, and in biblical terms, she's expected to be submissive to her husband. Now, you better be sure that the guy you want to submit your life to and have to answer to is a guy who has the capacity
to handle you,
to handle the life of who you are. Now, if the guy does not have the capacity to grow with you, with your vision, with your ambition, and as you emerge, there will be problems. So, and I've watched many women struggle and fight. So I am forever grateful to the man that I call my husband, because I have seen his commitment to the full emergence of who I am. Sometimes it's tough because, sometimes outsiders make it difficult for your spouse.
Outsiders.
And all of that, especially when you're a woman. But in all of those things, it makes me understand why it's really important that as a young woman, I always say to young women, don't make a choice of a spouse until you have a sense of who you are. Because if you do, then it's easier for you to consider other things other than he's rich, tall, and handsome. I always say to men, only a foolish man does not understand, if he puts his wife down, that he puts himself down. That's one. Two, the Bible says your wife is your helper. The quality of the help you get is the quality of the helper you allow to emerge. If you allow your wife to be the best of herself, you get the value for it. In your day of trouble, men run into trouble. Businesses go wrong. Careers can get stopped. You can lose jobs. You can have crises. But imagine a team of a husband and wife that are both doing well. When one is down, the other holds up. When one is up, the other one supports. You have an incredible team that creates value for you. So your wife is your asset, your God-given asset that is meant to bless your life. If you allow her to be the best of herself, you get the best helper in your...
People take life partner decision for granted, especially when you have peer pressure, especially when you think, oh God, my mates are getting married, your biological clock, pressure from family, societal pressure. You think, okay, I just need to get married. You don't take into account certain things that you see in that life partner. Are you able to grow with that person? Are you able to build with that person? How are they even planning to grow financially? So if you're not even considering any of these things, you get into trouble. But men, on the other hand, they have mastered that art of, you know, getting married to somebody regardless of their financial status, but putting contingencies in place to ensure that they don't they don't get the short end of the stick. But women, they go with their feelings. Women want to think, okay, he loves me, I love him, I'm going to have his children, it's going to be kumbaya for the rest of our lives. But then you get in there, you have those children, you are a stay-at-home mom because you have to pause your career to birth those children, nurture those children to a certain age where they're able to go to school. If not, you're going to have an army of nannies taking care of your children. And most men at that level would not even want that, because they said, okay, what do you want to go and do? I make a lot of money. I can pay you to sit down and take care of those children. But then when divorces happen or when marriages end, that payment automatically end. Then you find yourself in situations where people are calling you gold diggers. So I don't know. The only thing I can say is the person you marry can either make you or break you. Whether you've been married for 3 years, whether you've been married for 20 years, whether you've been married for 50 years, it doesn't matter. What matters is, does your ideology align? Do you people align financially? Because sometimes people don't even consider financial. They'll be like, okay, we'll build together. But building together doesn't mean that you people have the same goal on how to spend that money or how to grow that money. So that's all I have to say for today. Please leave me a comment in the comment section what you think about this topic. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Please like and share. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.